Good morning, guys. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about some things that stepmoms here, or soon-to-be stepmoms here. I was part of like a webinar yesterday, and I loved it. It was like exactly what I needed to hear. And a couple of the moms do like little blogs and stuff. But we kind of have one that we're in the works of doing. It just hasn't fully gone up, and it's not where I wanted it to be at this point. And then with the house remodel and all that, it kind of just is at a standstill right now. So because of that, it's just exactly where it's at. So I kind of stopped where mine was at, but kind of wanted to just kind of do this little video, because like that's where we are. That's where where our world is on YouTube. And so I wanted to talk about and I don't know, because I can't understand the world of like stepdads. And I really wish, I don't know, I have to look up and see what things do stepdads hear. I feel like they get the opposite, they get called the hero of the situation no matter what they do, but stepmoms get kind of that reputation, you're bad, you're trying to replace mom. But anyway, so what I was going to try to say was, just the things that we hear. Well, during this thing, it kind of reminded me of some of the things that, we hear. And we hear quite often. And then it started reminding me of other, just by reading blogs and stuff, of other comments that I've heard. So, one of them was, you knew what you signed up for when you got into the relationship with him. Dude, that is so far from the truth. Yes, you knew he had kids, but when you had your child, did you know exactly everything that your child was going to do from the moment they came out? Did you know exactly how challenging parenthood was going to be? I'm waiting. No! You did not know every single little thing that your child was going to do. You did not know how much heartbreak it was going to be at times. You did not know how rewarding it was going to be at times. You did not know how challenging it was going to be at times. You did not know. So, when you make that comment to a step-parent, boo, you didn't know, so don't say it to them. Things change. Everything could be going so perfectly, and then bam, something just crazy happens. People change. Birth moms change. Spouses change. Kids change. Things happen. Things can be going really, really well and then change. A tragic event could happen in the middle of something, and it could just toss your world. Then things could be going mediocrely, and then bam, change. Or, things could be just not going so well at all, and then bam, it changed. Or there could be roles where the kids are, there could be roles where, I've heard of this, where the stepmom is a stepmom, they've been married and they still haven't gotten to meet their stepkids. What the heck, and they've been with the guy for 2 or 3 years, and they still haven't met the kids. There are some really crazy stories out there. So, no, not necessarily. You as a parent, you don't completely know what you sign up for. So, and every story is different. Every challenge is different. Things arise that you have no idea about. The other one is they're not your responsibility. I'm sorry. What the heck? Okay, I may not have given birth to them, but I did get in a relationship with their father, and the whole, when you get married, or two becomes one, or when you're engaged, you're planning on getting married, so two becomes one, that whole thing, you become a team. What is a family? Family are not just yes, you're several individual bodies, but you are a unit, you are a team. So, doesn't that mean you work together? You work together to accomplish something? It's like, you know, you have a team at work, you have a team at home, so don't you work together to accomplish something? You know? Because if you could do it all by yourself, then you would do it all by yourself. That's what's called being single and single parenting. Right? I don't know. So that kind of bugs me when people say that. And before, I was like, I didn't know how to respond to that. Now I think I can respond to that a little bit better. But, yeah, it's you're a team. Either way you look at it, you're a team. One is that, you know, we're trying to replace the parent. You're never trying to replace the parent. You're just trying to be an extra person to guide and love that child. I came from a home that the parents were never split. I was always, you know, all 6 of my siblings, or me and my 5 siblings, we were all born from the same parents. So I don't know how it is to be a part of a divorced family. My fiance, his parents were divorced. Both parents remarried. He knew what it was like to grow up in 2 separate homes, like where he went and visited his dad on some time, you know, this time, and he was with his mom for this time. So he's used to that. I'm not. I had my parents in my house my whole life. I moved out of my parents' home, and, you know, so I'm not. But anyway, those are just some of the things that, like, I feel like people don't understand, you know, about it, or some of the comments that you get from people. It's like, or that, you won't understand until you're a real mom. Some people, okay, I think that's like the rudest comment ever, because some people can't have their own kids. And so the way that they're going to be a mom is by being a stepmom. And that can be the hardest comment to take, and the biggest jab to their heart. 2, they may not want their own kids. Some people have never saw themselves as being like a birth mom. And then they, you know, wham, they found themselves married to someone with kids, or falling in love with someone with kids. And they're taking you know, their life just took a big turn that they didn't see happening. 3rd, some woman just took a big change in her life. She may have always seen herself having kids, and then she just got together with somebody who has children, but now the financial burden has been added to her, and now she sees that they won't be able to financially support children, and so now she has to give up her dream of having kids, you know, of her own. Or maybe he's had a vasectomy and she can't, to raise somebody else's kids. So there's multiple things. So I always think that that's like the biggest dig, and you have no idea what's going through her head or that family's head. So that's like the rudest comment you can ever make to a mom or to a stepmom. Just hands down. It's like, do you really know what's going on? So yeah, those are just some of the things that I feel it's like, wow, you really need to hush. I can't think of any more right now. Those are some of the comments I've heard a lot. My most hated, and I know hate's a big word, but the one you knew what you were getting into when you married him or you started a relationship with him. No, you don't. You honestly don't. But out of all of that, I I didn't know what I was signing up. I knew that parenthood was hard. I knew it was a challenge. I knew to expect the unexpected. But would I say it's challenged me and it's helped me grow in a way I never thought? Yes. Would I trade it for the world? No. When people say, would you go back and change anything? You can't ask somebody that. If they knew now if you knew then what you knew now, you probably would have done a lot of things different. I think society and birth moms judge stepmoms extremely unfairly, because they just, one, don't really get to know them, and they're too caught up in the feelings of it. It's like, come on, they're just really there to be an extra person to love your children. They don't want to take your place. They just want to really love your kids. They're not these evil stepmoms out there. And if people would really stop and get to know them, they would realize that. But, some of them don't. They just rather be extremely hard to get to know or get to love themselves. So that makes a challenge for these stepmoms too, is you have this extremely hard to love birth mom. I mean, that's exactly what it is. You have this, and it's hard to love them, and then you're just stressing. When you have a birth mom that's hard to love themselves, you're just stressing the whole situation out, and you're stressing that stepmom out, and it's hard for her to put it on the back burner and focus on that kid. And for those stepmoms that have got it down to where they just put her on the back burner and they just like, you know what, I'm gonna love this child, kudos to them, man. Kudos to them. They're doing a fabulous job. But yeah, so those are some of the things that annoy me to no end. Like, I can't walk in your shoes because I've never been in there. I can kind of put myself in your shoes for a moment and try to think, how would I feel being a soon-to-be stepmom? I feel like, okay, I would hate to have this happen to me. So if we were ever to get divorced and my kids were going to have a stepmom, this is what I would want to do, just for the sake of my kids, because I would want them to see this. So that's just my little tidbit for today. Bye, guys.